Hi crafty friends, this is Amanda. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Michigan. Thanks for taking a few moments out of your day to watch my video. This is number 10. I really appreciate it. I've been in bed since Tuesday. I'm having some terrible pain. I don't know if it's a change of weather because it's getting colder or the thunderstorms we had, or if it's because I haven't had a procedure in a while, but I am just not doing well. So I thought I'd get up and try to do a video and do some crafting and take my mind off my pain. Hope you guys don't mind that I use you as my guinea pigs. Way to get out of pain. I'm going to take a piece of pretty peacock here and cut it at 7 inches, and then keep that remaining piece that's 1.5 inches by 11, and then cut it at 7 inches, 7 by 10. Then I'm going to take my sheet that's 7 by 10, and I'm going to make this a gatefold card. So I'm going to score it at 2.5 inches on each side. Gatefolds and fun folds are not something that I normally do, but I thought that I'd start doing them now, something unique, being that I make A7 cards. This is a little bit difficult. Not everyone has the measurements for fun folds, so I thought that I would do those. I'm hoping to do a shadow box for you in the future. Something fun, cute. Can't wait to show you all the fun folds that we can do with an A7 card and all the different, how it looks a little bit different on a larger card. Okay, so this is how I make my gatefold card. I hold my fingers at the top, and when I fold it over, I make sure that lines up so it's perfectly straight. And then I use my bone folder to crease it. Then I fold this over without creasing it, butt it up to my edges, and then from the middle center, I pull it out and I crease it. So I come in from the middle and take it down. And that way it just makes it perfectly lined up, and it's a beautiful lined up gate card. Gatefold card? I'm not sure what it is. But I'm sure you're screaming at the screen. It's a gatefold card. That's what it is. A gatefold card. See, I knew if I'd say it that long enough, I'd get it. I'm going to take this piece of Very Vanilla for the inside of my gatefold card, and I'm going to cut it at 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. Then I'll have a pretty edge around the entire side for a perfectly paneled insert. I was excited. I got my grandchildren this week on Monday, and I was so excited. We were able to go bowling, which might sound weird to you guys, but we are pretty locked down here in Michigan. I thought about using this stamp set for Unto Us. Sorry about that break, but I want to tell you about this and then we'll go back to the story. And I really like the sayings. I like that they're religious, because I think Christmas, it's important to remember why we celebrate Christmas. But I'm a little bit picky about when I use my religious cards. Christmas trees are okay, I guess, to use it, but like I wouldn't use one of these sayings for, I don't know, 2 penguins skating. It just wouldn't be, I just think there's a time and place to use different sayings. So I wanted to use this wrapped in Christmas blessings to you and yours, because I wanted an elegant card today. I was feeling like I needed some elegance in my life, and this designer series paper that is actually from last year and returning, it's called Brightly Gleaming. I thought that this would make the most elegant card. Has a little bit of bronze in it, and these the colors in this particular DSP are Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock, and Mossy Meadow. But when I first saw this particular sheet, I thought that it was Pear Pizzazz, and I really liked those 3 together. But when I looked it up and I saw it was Mossy Meadow, I just thought it was too dark, so I skipped the green. I would have really liked to put Pear Pizzazz with it, and I think that if you were only using this one sheet, you could get away with that Pear Pizzazz. It looked light enough. Let me know what you think down below. I have to tell you that I am in tons of pain, and I have had to do this voiceover twice because the first one was a jumble of words that didn't make sense. So at least it put me in a funky mood when I listened to it. So I was able to redo my voiceover. I'm doing it right now, and I'm not crying hysterically because it didn't make sense. I was just laughing my tush off because it is funny. So I'm going to mat these on panels. For my DSP that's 12 by 12, I'm frugal. I don't want to cut it any wider than 6 inches. So I have a 6-inch by 4-inch, no, 6-inch, I'm sorry, 6-inch by 1.5-inch piece of DSP. Then my Very Vanilla is a 1/4 inch larger, so 6 1/4 by 1 3/4. And then my Night of Navy is 6 1/2 by 2. Hopefully that's right. I'll put it on my blog. I'll measure these out. Like I said, I had to redo these. You could not believe what I said about in my last voiceover about these. It didn't make sense. So I'm so glad I'm re-recording this because you guys would have never listened to my videos again. But anyway, so we got to go out and bowl with my granddaughter. Danielle went to school. She's in 1st grade, but my 4-year-old granddaughter was staying, and I got to have my daughter, of course, stayed with me because she prefers to be homeschooled. So she's homeschooled. She's 17. She's a little bit more strict than I am with the grandkids because, I guess I'm a grandma, so, whatever they want. They want dessert for breakfast? Sure, Not that my stepdaughter really appreciates that I do that with her kids. But anyways, we went out bowling. This was like the first time in months and months and months we could actually do anything like bowling. Michigan's pretty locked down, so she wanted to go bowling, and of course we had to have the bumpers up. And it definitely was not for me and my daughter Kate. No. It was definitely for the granddaughter, Harper. I promised. Even though my daughter Kate and I were playing bumper bowl most of the time, I'm telling you, we put it up for Harper. But she had one of those little ramps, those slides, and that little booger, she beat us. Harper beat my 17-year-old and I, and it was just not fair. So that's probably why I'm in too much pain today, because I went bowling. But I had a good time, and my granddaughters are worth a little bit of extra pain. But what do you think? I really like this card, and I think it is so elegant. Of course, it does need a belly band. So we'll take that extra that I had from that sheet. It's 1.5 by 11. And we're just going to wrap it around it. And this is how I do a belly band. I first take one side over. Then I take the other side over. And I give myself, a little bit of room where I put my adhesive so it's a little bit, easier to get on and off. Of course, today I was not in the zone, as I say, and I was really wanting to go back to bed, but I stuck it out and I fiddled with this thing forever. But if you put it on your card and then you fold it over and leave yourself some room, then add your adhesive to it, right, like this. Add your adhesive, and then take it from the center and push it out. You're going to make like 2 creases because your card is actually thick. So, yes, I fiddled with this for a long time, but really belly bands are so easy. But of course, I wanted my my middle where the 2 ends meet up in the front, so I can add what is it? A pretty. I don't want to say a pretty, but something to make it pretty. An element that looks great. And what's so great about making a 5x7 card or an A7 card is that you get to put a lot of different things on your belly band. And this Into the Woods die of this Christmas tree is going to look phenomenal. It's not too big on this belly band because, again, we're doing a 5x7. So as you can see, I'm still struggling trying to figure out how to get this belly band on. And I'm like, why are you doing this? You know how to do this. What is wrong with you? I'm like, oh yeah, I just need to give a little bit of extra room. Oh, there, see? And talking to the paper just did not work today, but I'm glad I got out of bed and did this made me put a little bit of smile on my face, and getting out of bed is always the goal. I first stamped this card, just regular, just with Pretty Peacock, and then I realized, oh no, this is an elegant card and it needs to be stepped up a little bit, so we're going to emboss it. And the way to emboss colored ink is to use your Stamparatus, ink it up with your first color, and then emboss it in clear embossing powder. So that's what I'll be doing next. Tell me, do you guys like colored embossing powder? I'm not one to enjoy colored embossing powder. I only like white and clear, maybe some silver and gold, maybe the metals, but I am not a fan of black under any circumstances. I'm really sad that this Pretty Peacock is only here for about 6 or 7 months. We need to start using this more. I don't know why I haven't been using it, but this is probably like my 3rd or 4th time, and I just loved it. It's so elegant, and I like the fact that it goes with Bermuda Bay and Coastal Cabana. I am so terrified of moving the stamp because I have done it 100 times that now I just dab to get off all the colors. I have my wet cloth there, and I am dabbing instead of rubbing so that my stamp stays in place, because I do not want it to get off. Just that little bit and you would know it. Now, again, stupid me, not really here, and I didn't use my embossing buddy, but that's okay. Or your magic bag, or whatever you call yours. You can make yourself one yourself. I have. I'm not a sewer, but I did use that glue tape. It works pretty well, but I just put some cornstarch in there. I've also heard that you can just put regular flour on your card and just dump it off. I mean, you can do lots of different things. I like to dip mine in my embossing powder, and I have clear embossing powder. I take 3 or 4 jars of it and just stick it in there, and then every couple of months I just grab another extra jar and add it to it. I really like just to have my clear in a little Tupperware thing that I can just dunk it so that I don't have to worry about it. I start my heat tool well before I put it to my paper. My heat tool, it's just not getting warm. I don't know if it's fallen one too many times. I have thrown it on the ground several times, or I've let it slip, but But I always start on the back, and then come to the front, and then come to the back, and then come to the front. Because that's how I get my embossing, my paper not to warp. So what do you think? Yes? Very beautiful. If you saw it in real life, you'd see the shininess of it. I think it's very elegant, enough to write a personal sentiment and your names. I also like to wax seal my envelopes. I think I will definitely do it with these cards. I'll add that little extra touch of elegance. I'd love to show you how I do that. Maybe I'll do that in the next video. Let me know if you guys wax seal. I think it's just so, something. It just gives it something extra. No one, not very many people do it now, and I love to be different. What can I say? So my belly band is on, and I know it needs something, and I'm going to be using these Into the Woods dies. I think that's what it's called. I have the one, and I was like, do I really need the back? But I do. I'll go cut that out in just a second. But I didn't know if you guys knew that. I don't know if you guys knew. Well, if you want to color your gems or your rhinestones or your basic pearls, I think these are called. See? Craziness is coming back. But you can color them with your alcohol markers, alcohol only. Your regular ink-based markers or water-based markers, not going to work. But your blends will color your basic rhinestones, any color that you have of blends. So blends are a must-have, even if you don't color. It's nice to be able to have one sheet of pearls and have as many colors as you need. You do, or you should, go one time around, swirl on the color, let it take a breather for, I don't know, 30 seconds, and then add your second coat. And I am using Pretty Peacock and Night of Navy. I don't know why I want to call Pretty Peacock a different name, but it's hard to get out, Pretty Peacock. I don't know why. I just want to call it something else, I guess. But yep, I'm going to color these and Shazam! Now, I have always had, when I was younger, I always had a artificial Christmas tree. Oh, I'm sorry, let me interrupt myself again. You can add dimensionals to make this look dimensional, really dimensional, but I chose just for the belly band not to. But I always had a artificial tree, and when I first got married, my husband's like, "Oh, we're not having a real Christmas tree. The pine needles get all over." Well, when we moved to Phoenix, I insisted, and we had pine needles everywhere because it is so dry. But I didn't miss fluffing my Christmas tree. We moved back to Michigan, and we're back to our artificial tree for some reason, and now I have to fluff it. I hate fluffing it. I mean, right? That's the worst thing. I'd rather pick up pine needles every day of my life rather than fluffing that stinking artificial tree. But take some time to fluff your paper tree right here. It makes it look amazing. Yes, don't you guys think? And then we'll add our basic pearls as little baubles. And I chose to use several different sizes. What do you think? And I still think it needs something. It's just not right. But it is getting there. And I like the fact that you can use this large embellishment on a 5x7 card. I really like it. So I pulled out this other piece of DSP and I even cut it. And I was like, no, it's just not right. It's just not elegant enough. I think it takes away from the elegance of it. So I decided to put a little piece, I think a 1/16 of an inch on each side of some Night of Navy and put it on my purple peacock. What do you think? I hope you like it. I certainly do. And I love the elegance of it. It was a rather simple card, a gatefold card at that. And I think this would look gorgeous on anyone's mantle or wherever they put it. Let me know what you think. I'd love it if you'd subscribed and like. It really does help me get out of bed. My goal is 75 this month, and in 1 week you guys got me up from 50 to 59. So thank you very much. It really did make me smile while I was having a rough couple of days, and it did get me out of bed today to see if I could get to 75 by the end of this month. I would really appreciate it, giving myself some goals and not necessarily rewards, but hey, if I can do this, I can do that. So hopefully we'll get 75 by the end of the month, and I promise to walk my son's dog for a week. And that's normally my husband's job because my son works forever, but I'm going to try to do it. So let me know what you guys think of this card. I'd love your comments. Thanks again, guys. You have a wonderful